Let's talk CPP. Why would you think giving $6,333 to the government every year is a good idea? Which is a lot more money than it was in 2018, by the way. Man, they're taking a lot more every year. They have to take more because they got to pay people out. It's a little bit of a Ponzi scheme. It's a little dicey. But why would you trust the government to invest? So over a 20-year period, you pay this $6,333 a month. So what's that? 126 grand. 126,666. 666 comes up a lot. What have you got to show for it at the end of 20 years? So if you're 45, like I was when I discovered this little segment and started putting it together, you got 20 years left. You pay that 130 grand in CPP to the government, and you have what on your 65th birthday? You have a zero cash value thing. You have no asset, none at all. By the way, CPP was 458 in 2018. In just 3 short years, it's gone from 458 to 527. But back then, when I showed you this slide, some of you, if you put that money into the Vanguard S&P 500 fund, which has been a phenomenal place to put your money since then, the 85-year average return is 8.48%. So over 20 years, that money becomes $286,000. It's incredible. The new amount, if you start this today, 330 grand. So the choice is yours. You can have 0, or you can have 330 grand. I understand that's a difficult decision. Take some time with it. And for the pessimists back in 2018, I said, okay, you only get a 2% return. Even then, you have 135 grand, you know, and for the pessimists today, I need to fix that slide, I see that. For the pessimists today, you have 155 grand 20 years from now. 0 or 155 if you only manage to get a 2% return on that money. How is this hard to figure out? You know, like, ooh, the extra accounting bill. Really? This is mind-blowing. Option 1, pay CPP and have 0 in assets. Option 2, pay yourself 155 grand at 2%, or better yet, 330 grand via the S&P 500 index fund. $542,000 is what that would grow to 5 years later. Add another 5, 867. Add another 5, 1.36. Add another 5, 2.1. If you're 25 years old and you're getting going in this business and you're going to make a go of it, and you take this one piece of advice, that is $2.1 million 40 years from now. Drop by my grave and you know, say thanks. 2.1 million, or 0. Or 0, you can have 0, that's fine too. Oh, but I won't get my CPP. You're right, you won't get that 12 grand a year. You're right, no 12 grand a year from the government. And that's free money. It's like a different kind of money. It's like a better kind of money, right? You'd sooner have the 12 grand from the government than $2.1 million. What? No, do not trust the government to take care of you in your old age. Trust yourself to take care of yourself in your old age. And I mean, again, by the way, if you think about it, what is 2% of 2.1 million? What is 2% of 542,000? It's better than your 12 grand a year, right? And if it's an 8% return, it's a hell of a lot better than your 12 grand a year from CPP. So you've just built your own CPP program. And that shouldn't shock you, that the government is basically taking you for a ride. Give us $6,300 a year for 40 years, and then we'll give you 12 grand a year back until you die. Which, like I say, gentlemen, you ain't living long enough to get the initial nut back, let alone any kind of return on that investment. So open a TFSA. That's where you're gonna park this money. You're gonna be pulling some money out of the corp personally. Open a TFSA, you're gonna catch that up. The Vanguard S&P 500 Index Fund. No management expense ratio. That's the key here. None. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful fund. It's the only fund anybody should ever buy. VOO. That is the ticker symbol.